Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about this month's Dollar Tree haul and what you can kind of find. I don't show everything, but I do pick up what I think I would enjoy, maybe take a risk on, and give you a good idea what's out at the stores right now. If there's any left this week. I know I'm a little bit behind, but there should still be some out there. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Now, this is one that my girlfriend picked up. This Revolution. It's 10 movies with Rosario Dawson. You get Revolution, The Swap, Blade, not the fucking vampire movie, by the way. The Eliminator, Maximum Force, A Life Before This, Nothing Too Good for a Cowboy, Hindsight, A Father's Revenge, and Choke. Yeah, so there's a ton of stuff here, but she picked this up for $1. I think a lot of these are from Best Buy, Walmart, Target. Like, they're getting rid of all their stock, especially anything that's just been sitting for too long, which is kind of a scary sign that physical media might be going away a lot sooner because of all these stores kind of cutting back and only doing new releases. But good sign for us, we can find this at the Dollar Tree. But this one was there. Next up, Drib. I've never heard of this movie. It's about an energy drink, I guess. Says, Drib is an inside story of how a comedian scammed his way to viral fame, fooled an advertising agency, and almost became the international face of a well-known energy drink before everything went wrong. Drib is a cinematic reenactment of the entire story, a no-holds-barred satire of L.A. advertising culture told by Amir Ashgamirhad, the person who lived it all. To avoid a lawsuit from the brand in question, we invented our own Drib. So I found that on Blu-ray. It's $1 at the Dollar Tree. You know the drill. Next up, we got this, the director of The Thieves. It's called Assassination. I've never seen it. Seems like it might be kind of a fun action-packed thing. It's got like a bride with a gun. And, I get into action films, so I figured I'd give this a whirl. This one, it's not very good, but it is a Fast and the Furious movie, Tokyo Drift version. Found this for $1. Figured it's Blu-ray. Let's do it. Next up, I'm going to try to go through these pretty quick. So a lot of these I don't even know what they are. Some of them I do. The ones I do know I'll tell you about, but at least you get an idea. Drowning with Josh Charles, Julia Stiles, and Avon Yoga. Don't let him pull you under. I'm guessing this is kind of like a drama thriller. Not too sure what it is. Next up, a comedy, Movie 43. Now, this is a kind of a comedy that some people really didn't like. I personally thought it was kind of funny. There's some silly stuff in it. You got some big name actors in this movie, like really big. And it's like nothing you would ever see these big actors do. Like Gerard Butler. We got Richard Gere, Terrence Howard, Justin Long, Sean William Scott. There's more than that, though. But there's just a ton of people in this movie. I actually thought it was pretty funny. I was really stoked to go see this and get it at the store. I finally went to, after like 5 stores, found one. And so I picked it up. I think it's a really good comedy, though. I think it's pretty funny. Walking with Dinosaurs, the movie. Never seen this. Figured it's one of those kind of kids movies. It's rated PG. So figured I'll try it out. Next up, Carrie, the remake. The one with Chloe Grace Moritz and Julianne Moore. They're all going to laugh at you. Except I don't think she says that in this movie. Wasn't a huge fan of this movie, but, I would like to get all 3 of the Carrie movies. I think there's another one. I forget. It's a different name than Carrie. Next up is Weirdsville. This is kind of like a drama comedy. Kind of reminds me of like Go. Takes place, I believe, in a mall. It's kind of, it's not a great movie. Like, it's not perfectly acted, but I thought it was kind of fun. And I remember watching it on Netflix some time ago. So I figured I'd pick it up on DVD. I don't even know if there's a Blu-ray of it, but I don't care either way because this is fine for me. Next up, Kurt and Courtney, a Nick Broomfield documentary. There's quite a few of the Kurt and Courtney or Kurt Cobain movies, documentaries, and stuff. I don't remember which one this one is, but I definitely wanted to get it. I was a big fan of Nirvana back in the day when I was younger, so I got a couple of these, actually. This one has the lenticular, well, not lenticular, it's just a embossed version. It's called Vanishing on 7th Street. It actually has John Leguizamo in it and Hayden Christensen. I actually didn't mind this. It was kind of like a horror thriller. I kind of thought it was okay. I vaguely remember the ending not being what I wanted. I picked up 2 of them because I figured it's decent enough, and I'll be giving out one of these with our next giveaway. If you guys don't already follow the BTV VIP Club, the link's down below, or you could just go to longlivthevoid.com and check out our VIP Club section, fill out your information. As long as you're in the U.S. or Canada, we're going to be sending out one every single month. We already sent one out. And we've been picking up a bunch of new movies for each month for the future. So this will be something that we continue to do. So sign up. It gives you basically information on the podcast every week and also enters you in the contest that we do. So also picked up Sushi Girl, which I kind of remember. I don't know if I saw this or not, but it's got Mark Hamill, Andy McKenzie, Noah Hathaway, James Duvall, and Tony Todd in it. I remember it kind of being like an action thriller. I don't remember much more than that. It's from Magnet Releasing. It says Fish has spent 6 years in jail, 6 years alone, 6 years keeping his mouth shut, and the robbery about the other men involved. The night he is released, the 4 men he protected with silence celebrate his freedom with a congratulatory dinner. The meal is lavish, array of sushi served off the naked body of a beautiful young woman. The sushi girl seems catatonic, trained to ignore everything in the room, even if things become dangerous. Sure enough, the 4 unwieldy thieves can't help but open old wounds in an attempt to find their missing loot. Also picked up a couple of these. I think this was left over from last month as well. I saw 2 of them and I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick these up and give one of them away. This is a really over-the-top silly comedy about a guy who gets a demon in his ass, his butt. He's a butt demon. And it's got Peter Stormare, who's in it, who's great. I love him in most films. Jillian Jacobs and Ken Marino. But it's actually not a terrible film. I figured I'd pick up one to give away, so that'll be included in one of the boxes that we give away as well. BTV VIP Club. Next up, sad news recently, guys. Rutger Hauer just passed away. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, you probably knew him very well because he was in a lot of different films like Split Second, of course, Blade Runner, to name just a few. He was also in The Hitcher and many other films. We're definitely giving this one away for this coming giveaway. You need to sign up before the second week. So I would sign up just as soon as you see this. This is a 2-disc collector's edition. Honestly, you really don't even need to see this in Blu-ray because it's done in the old VHS style anyway. It's about a homeless guy, Rutger Hauer, who does an amazing role. Actually, this is like one of his comeback films, in my opinion, and I think he did an amazing job. But it's like a retro pastiche kind of comedy, gore comedy, with a really amazing lighting and shots and everything like that. It's got some pretty exploitative stuff in it, and even a song in the very beginning that reminds me very much of Cannibal Holocaust. This one's a Val Kilmer movie called The Chaos Experiment. I have no idea what it's like, but I vaguely remember someone saying that it wasn't too bad. Figured I'd give it a whirl, see what it's like. Up next, speaking of trash fire, oh no. Actually, this movie's called Trash Fire. It says Hell Hath No Fury. I don't really recognize everybody in this, but it seems kind of interesting. And I thought I'd give it a try, see what it's like. It says, when Owen Entourage's Adrian Grenier is forced to confront the past he's been running from his whole adult life, he and his girlfriend Isabel become entangled in a horrifying web of lies, deceit, and murder. Their deeply dysfunctional relationship is further strained when they travel to Owen's hometown in an attempt to reconnect with his sister and grandmother, whom he hasn't seen since he was a teen. The time of the tragic house fire that changed his family forever. Picked it up. Headshot. This one I actually did see. It's kind of a balls to the wall kind of action mob movie. This guy gets himself into a lot of trouble and then ends up fighting everybody. It's got some pretty cool scenes in it. I remember it not being too bad. It's got some weird pacing issues that I recall, but it's not a bad pickup if you like Asian cinema or any kind of action cinema. Oh boy. Pop Star. Never stop. Never stopping. Says it's insanely funny. I do remember laughing a few times. It's kind of like a shtick from the Lonely Island guys that did this movie, and Judd Apatow produced it. I don't remember this being too good. I felt like it was like too long of a joke, but you know, it's on Blu-ray. I'll probably end up watching it when I'm just like in the mood for watching whatever. Up next, I got a couple more of these. This is a fucking great movie, guys. I'm going to keep telling you over and over and over. I picked these up specifically to give these away. So I got two more. It's got the lenticular cover. You can't really see it. There it is. This movie is so underrated. It's criminal. Like, this movie is one of my favorite movies, and I will keep telling you. It's basically a anthology of 3 different stories from 3 different points of view, 3 different groups of people all intervening at once. And man, this is some fun, dude. Essentially, a signal comes through the TV and people just go crazy and start killing everybody. And the way that they do how the mind works and how they lose track of what they were doing is just genius. And I love it. It's actually directed by 3 different directors, but it's all one movie. So it's weird. They have each of them do their part. Some of them funny, some of them graphic and gory, all fucking great. That's all I got to say. These will be in the BTV VIP giveaway in the next few months. So sign up. See, I got a bunch of these. So this wasn't exactly a big favorite amongst most people. This is the director's unrated cut, which includes the theatrical version as well. But it's the Wish Upon movie from the director of Annabelle. I don't remember it being insanely horrible or anything. It's kind of average at best, but it's a horror movie, and you know, there's some decent stuff in it. It wasn't perfect. We are going to be giving away these as well. I have a copy for myself, and then 2 I'm giving away. So up next, we got Raging Phoenix. I have no idea what this movie is, but it says it's from the producers of Ong Bak 1 and 2, The Protector, and Chocolate. So I figured it'd be a fun ride at the very least. Apparently, it's that kick-ass girl from the hit movie Chocolate is back. I have never seen Chocolate, but those action movies are pretty fun, so I have been seeing this. This has been out for a couple of months, but I keep seeing it on DVD, and this is the Bryan Cranston movie called The Infiltrator. I believe it was like based on like a semi-true story or something. The true story of one man against the biggest drug cartel in history. I don't remember it being too bad, but when I saw it for Blu-ray, I was like, I'm getting it. Here's one I saw, Eloise. It actually has Robert Patrick in it, and it's from the producer of The Exorcism of Emily Rose. This wasn't terrible. It's kind of average at best, but I figured I'd get it anyway. It's about this whole building where these people are trying to find some ghost or something, do some sort of experiments or something like that. But it's got Elijah Dushku in it as well. I remember having some issue with some of the pacing and acting in this, but I figured, hey, horror movie. I don't know what this is. It's called Tomorrow You're Gone, and it's got Stephen Dorff, who was Deacon Frost in Blade, as well as many other movies, including The Gate from the 80s, that horror movie with the kid and all these like little creatures and shit. It also has Willem Dafoe. So, I mean, he doesn't do every movie perfect, but I haven't really seen one where he's that bad. So I wanted to give this a try. Here's one. I think I've seen this, and this is like kind of like a throwback to those old kind of, action films from the 90s, but it's a more updated version, obviously, where they're on wires and do all these like amazing tricks and shit. This one is The Warrior's Way. I don't remember too much about it, but I don't remember it being too bad either. So I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. Up next, another kung fu action film, Kung Fu Killer, which I've never seen, and it's got Donnie Yen in it. Need I say more? Donnie Yen is a fucking legend, dude. Ip Man, everything. He is the shit. He is the guy that has continued to do action films forever. Try it out. I'm sure it's probably pretty good. Also, we got the Sacrament. I actually got quite a few of these. I will be giving away one of these. One of these is for me. Eli Roth presents The Sacrament from the director of The House of the Devil. This is a sort of a found footage kind of film about the Jonestown murders, where the guy built his like own commune out in the middle of some like country and had armed guards and shit like that, and then essentially forced people to join their cult. And when they wanted to leave, we didn't force them, but when they wanted to leave, he forced them to stay or would murder them. And it all ends, of course, in Jonestown murders with everybody drinking the Kool-Aid quite literally, or being forced injected with. This is all really fascinating stuff. This wasn't too bad of a film, though. It's got some iffy moments, but for found footage, I'm pretty sure this is found footage. I actually enjoyed it. So if you see it, I'd say pick it up. This is from last month. I got a copy already. This is going to be going in to the giveaway pile as well. It is Howl. I still have not seen this yet, but I do want to see it. It's a werewolf movie. I've heard some people say they really like it. So here's one. I think I'm going to be giving this one away as well. This is VHS. This is the anthology on DVD. This is what started all the VHS movies. It's an anthology of all these different stories and stuff. I think I'm a little fond of one particular one in this. I think it was the last one, but they're all pretty good. If you haven't seen this, this is a great horror anthology to just kind of get your feet wet. We're going to be giving this one away as well. This one I'm still up in the air because I've been wanting to get the Blu-ray set of the first 3 of the Amityville Horror. This is the original. Amazing movie. Like, this is a horror classic, and I love the whole franchise for the most part. The first 3 at the very least. I even didn't mind the remake, but this is the one that started it all. There's a lot of bad ones in the franchise, but this one is the good one. I may be giving this one away in one of the boxes as well. Only a few more left, guys. Surprisingly, we've actually made it through here pretty quick. I also have 2 copies of Big Bad Wolves. This is kind of like a torture revenge sort of film. I remember getting recommended this by one of my buddies who told me to see it. He saw it in the festivals and he said it was really good. And I was like, okay, I'll try it out when it comes out. And I watched it and I actually kind of liked it. And it's about a guy getting locked up in a basement by somebody, in the story between these 2 guys, and it kind of unfolds, and there's some pretty crazy shit in it. I do remember it being like really graphic. I have a copy to give away and one for myself. And last but not least, I got Tim and Eric's $1 billion movie. A little bit of a story on this. This is a comedy that you either hate or love. So if you like stupid comedy, if you remember their show that they used to have, I believe on Comedy Central, they ended up making a movie. It's really random shit in the movie, and I think Will Forte is in it. He does a pretty decent job in this. You got John C. Reilly, Zach Galifianakis, and Will Ferrell as well in this. It's a really silly movie. I ended up watching this when I went on tour for my band Black Ops, and damn, dude, I had a good time watching it. I actually enjoyed it for a stupid comedy. It's just ridiculous. It's almost like they just kind of like ran with it to see where they could go with it. And that's kind of what Tim and Eric is all about anyways, just to be awkward and weird. But they have it on DVD. I don't really need to get it on Blu-ray. I'm fine with it watching it on DVD. So, but that's it, guys. That's what I picked up this week. I picked up a lot of duplicates. I think I gave a few to my buddy Patrick. He's going to be in surprise. Don't tell him. Who does the show with me on the podcast. So I got a few things for him and his newborn baby that's going to be coming here within the next few months or whatever. Stuff for him and his kids. So did you find anything in there that you thought was valuable and that you would pick up yourself? I'm kind of a movie fiend, kind of a movie nut. So, you know, there's horror, there's comedy, there's everything in there that I just want to kind of go for a ride with. Sound off in the comments below of what you would love to get, and if you got anything, and if there was anything I missed maybe at the store, because I did go to 5 all over the valley here in Phoenix. So we tried our best. We spent like 4 days traveling all over the fucking place to get these things. So I think we did a good job, and I think this is going to be a consistent thing that we do each month. So if you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. We will be bringing more of these types of videos, as well as some of our horror stuff, gaming, anything like that. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, all that stuff. Would love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for coming by, and long live the Void.